The Federal and Francis Xavier Engineering College jointly present the Nellai Marathon 2024. This event is powered by Little Flower Public School and NIMS Hospital, Tirunelveli. Run for Health on Sunday, December 29. Entry is free and all are welcome.
Hello and a warm welcome to Federal's special program, Capital Beat. Former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh today was cremated with all the state honors at Nigambodh Ghat. But just hours before Manmohan Singh's funeral, a controversy erupted over the possibility of creating a memorial in his honor, with BJP actually accusing the Congress of engaging in dirty politics over this entire matter. Now, Mallikarjun Kharge had spoken to Prime Minister Modi on Friday, and he had suggested the idea of constructing a memorial for Dr. Manmohan Singh at the site of the last rites. Now, this, he said, was in keeping with the tradition of having memorials for statesmen and former prime ministers at the very place of their funeral. This actually was part of Kharge's letter, which he had written. And Centre then later on released a statement quoting Amit Shah, who assured that a site for Singh's memorial would be designated. And he also added that the cremation could proceed in the meantime. And therefore, the cremation took place at Nigambodh Ghat, and all the Congress leaders highly condemned the pettiness of BJP. Was it really petty? We'll try and understand, because there is a 2013 decision which the UPA government at that point of time had taken, that a separate space cannot be allotted each time, when a personality expires, or for a space for a memorial. So we'll try and understand that why this memorial culture is important, and was it really pettiness on the part of the BJP government to arrive at a decision like this? Joining me now is Mr. Satya Sahu, a veteran journalist and political commentator. Thank you so much for joining. We have TK Rajlakshmi, Senior Deputy Editor from the Frontline. Thank you so much, Rajlakshmi, for joining. And we have Senior Editor of the Federal, Puneet Nicholas Yadav. Thanks, Puneet, so much for joining. And I'll begin with Puneet. So, Puneet, what would you really say to this controversy, given the fact that there is an order already in place, and but the same thing actually was followed when it was, the case for Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Immediately things were done, and that's what is being alleged by Congress.
Nilu, you see, there are two separate issues here. The issue of the site of the cremation, and then, of course, the issue of the memorial. Now, to the best of my understanding, while, of course, it's all right for the Congress and for, other politicians, leaders, common people for asking for a memorial to be dedicated to Dr. Singh, it is also a fact that in 2013, I think on the 16th of May 2013, the Union Cabinet, which was then headed, it was the UPA government, so the Union Cabinet headed by Dr. Manmohan Singh, had sort of banned the creation of new memorials, in the Rajghat area. Now, the mischief there, and this knowledge is in public domain. There has been, I would still add, an element of mischief, because what is not being mentioned in the mainstream media is that 2013 decision of the cabinet was, in fact, a follow-up decision of the decision taken by Mr. Vajpayee's government in the year 2000.
Okay.
It was Mr. Vajpayee's government that had banned the creation of new memorials in the Rajghat area. What happened subsequently was that while the cabinet banned that, there wasn't a site that was chosen where former prime ministers or former presidents could be cremated, upon their demise. So that decision subsequently was taken by the Manmohan Singh-led UPA government in May 2016, and the Rashtriya Smriti Sthal adjoining Rajghat was finalized as the spot. So the issue of the memorial per se, the BJP, of course, they were the first ones to violate it in a sense, because when Mr. Vajpayee passed, there was a
Yes.
memorial built.
Yeah.
So the 2013 decision of the cabinet anyway stood violated, right? But even the issue of the cremation, when you have a designated site for the cremation of a former prime minister, I think it shows the pettiness of the government today uh, in disallowing even that, especially given or at least, although members of Dr. Manmohan Singh's family haven't directly spoken about this particular issue to the press, but what we are given to understand is that the family had requested that the cremation should take place at the Smriti Sthal. So to deny even that and then say that it will be done at Nigambodh Ghat, and all of us, we're all in Delhi, we all know that the Nigambodh Ghat is not befitting the stature of a former prime minister. It's a cremation ground, all right, but it's a cremation ground for all and sundry.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
so that is there. But so naturally, I mean, there is going to be a lot of controversy and a lot of blame game and things like that from this. I would still also add here that I somehow I think that this was also deliberate on part of the BJP, perhaps. I mean, if I were to hazard a guess, I would say this was perhaps deliberate on part of the BJP, because they would have calculated that there is going to be a pushback on this from the Congress party. And the moment that happens, they would be able to throw back the Narsimha Rao episode at the Congress.
Okay.
And that is something that the Congress cannot escape from. Perhaps I would even go to the extent of saying that was the only instant, at least in my memory, of a short of political pettiness on part of Sonia Gandhi, when Mr. Narsimha Rao's body, forget a state funeral at the Smriti Sthal, or anywhere around Rajghat, or building a memorial and all that. His body wasn't even allowed inside the Congress headquarters. The cortege had to be parked on the pavement outside.
Right.
So, and as you see, as the day has progressed, everybody from the BJP ecosystem, including members of Mr. Rao's family who are now part of the BJP, have come out of the woodworks to basically say how this is hypocrisy by the Congress. So I would suspect that this was deliberate.
Okay. Okay, interesting. I mean, that's this is actually, Puneet is right that this bit was not put out by the media, except that the sources are saying that a trust has to be formed and this will be done later. But Rajlakshmi, how would you really see this memorial controversy, and do you see this as a petty move by the government? If it is deliberate, then all the more petty. But then what would you say to a move like this? And given the fact that Prime Minister went and offered his condolences in the morning, then in the afternoon he records a video where he speaks about the tall stature of Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, and then by evening this controversy erupts. What would you really say then?
See, this is the dualism that the BJP is, in fact, notoriously known for. And in any case, I mean, a person at the level of, of the PM, etc., they would be expected to go through the motions. That express their condolences and with a certain degree of sophistry. Now, this 2000 reference that Puneet was referring to, that exists in the public domain. So it's not something that the media could not have dug out. So not to mention it and to obfuscate it, clearly there's an agenda to sort of suggest that it was Manmohan Singh's government itself which had said that there shouldn't be separate, memorials. But the fact
is, sorry, TK, just to add to that. In fact, if you look at the cabinet decision of May 16, 2013, and Neelu, I had sent an image of that to you. Maybe you could put that out.
Yeah.
The cabinet decision, the press release of May 16, 2013 mentions the cabinet decision of 2000.
Right, exactly. So it references it too, right? So it exists, in the public domain as a document. So not to mention that is clearly mischievous. Now the other thing is that the fact is that there is a Rashtriya Smriti Sthal, okay, which is a designated cremation area for prime ministers, for former prime ministers and presidents, even in fact spouses of former prime ministers. For instance, Lal Bahadur Shastri's wife was also cremated there. Sanjay Gandhi, I mean, who was in fact just former MP, but he happened to be the grandson of Nehru and the son of Indira Gandhi, etc. So he also finds a place there, right? So obviously, the BJP has been, I think, petty on this particular, I mean, issue. They could have offered, or could have in fact facilitated, as state honors, as a state funeral should have been, and it should have helped. I mean, it should have seen through this, that Dr. Manmohan Singh's uh, mortal remains, were consigned in that specific area, the Smriti Sthal, which is where it should have been. I mean, to again give, say, a 10-day mourning, and plus, the lowering of the national flag at all various commissions, etc. All these things are SOPs, they're standard practices. So there's nothing very deviating in that sense. They have stuck to form as far as that is concerned. But here is a pettiness that comes about, and of course, and also to say, to remind the Congress that, that you treated Manmohan Singh also so shabbily, so don't tell us to do the right thing. So I think these things could have been avoided. I mean, some amount of large-heartedness and statesmanship should also have been shown by the foot soldiers of the party also. I mean, of course, their leaders, would not be seen even sort of making such statements, but these statements would emanate from the second or third ranks, of their leadership. So that is how, this dualism, the duplicity is played to the hilt, and it's just, it's played so well,
Right.
essentially. So yes, these are questions, that will linger, and ultimately, yes. He is a former prime minister, twice also, and a lot of international accolades. Several people have, acknowledged that also, internationally too. So given that background, I think he could have been accorded a certain respect. In fact, I also feel that maybe, I mean, had he also, maybe his family or he himself had maybe sort of donated his body for science, for medical research. I mean, there are various ways in which, in which, leaders can, sort of make a statement, also.
In
Uh,
fact, Yechuri, Sitaram Yechuri did that. And
yeah.
yeah, but coming to the controversy again, Mr. Sahu, I'll come to you. That, like
Yeah.
Puneet pointed out, it looks like a deliberate exercise, to put Congress on the back foot as far as PV Narsimha Rao is concerned. BJP has shown its pettiness, but what is the result? Like we see this Punjab village where Manmohan Singh was born in Pakistan, Gah. They are offering condolences, and they've gone all out to condole for a person like him. Then I'm hearing that some university in Punjab is going to name the university after Manmohan Singh. I'm sure a lot of universities would do that as time progresses. So will Prime Minister Modi be forced to acknowledge, even though he doesn't want to acknowledge the tall stature of Manmohan Singh, but there will probably come a time where apparently he would be ready, maybe just before Punjab elections, to give him a Bharat Ratna as well. Do you see the possibility of that happening, or do you think the BJP will continue with its? I'm just speculating, but
Hmm.
could be a possibility.
Number, first and foremost, this regime, Modi regime, somehow or other believes in, what is called doctrine of differential rights. This was the, doctrine of differential right was invoked by European rulers who were ruling us, ruling many parts of India. Britishers were ruling Portuguese, French, Dutch, and all that. So they thought one set of rights would be enjoyed by them because they were whites. Another set of rights would be given to the Indians. So this BJP Hindutva regime, frankly speaking, it believes in this kind of doctrine of differential rights, because they think that they have the power, they have the majority, they have the resources, they have the state apparatus. So this is a clear insult being heaped on a great personality, statesman of India, I mean Manmohan Singh, who literally salvaged India's economy, from a major crisis, and therefore I feel that this is a highly unacceptable kind of a behavior they have displayed towards Manmohan Singh, even after after his death, when he was leaving, the kind of languages they were employing. I mean, Prime Minister Modi, what did he say in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Parliament? You know, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, or that scheme, is a monument to your failures. Do you remember? He said it's a monument to the failures of the Congress and Manmohan Singh. And I'm not going to stop this. I will do some orchestra or something that he said. So, so therefore, the manner in which they ridiculed a policy, important policy for the poor and underprivileged, that it's a monument to their failures. So here, when it comes to the author of that policy, I mean, it was after all during Manmohan Singh's tenure as Prime Minister that policy was framed, enacted, whatever it is. So, this is a really, really, I mean, the narrowness, sectarian approach, or meanness, one can say, they have displayed, actually on this solemn occasion of the passing away of such a great mind who came from very humble backgrounds, and he suffered the pangs of partition, and then his family suffered, and then the manner in which he came up, he proved his worth in academics, both in within India and outside. Okay, so such a man deserves the honor that is due to him. And then when Bajpayee, and late Atal Bihari Bajpayee, passed away, I mean, there was a separate land allotted. Even I.K. Gujral, he has been allotted land, and so in that area. So why not, Manmohan Singh, who is globally recognized for his statesmanship, for his, leadership, and for his what do you call, expertise and excellence as an economist. So
True.
this is a affront to the ethos of India. It's an affront to the ethos of India, which normally mandates that people with a high caliber, high level of knowledge and expertise, they have been always been honored. Okay, so this is do you recall, when the bust of Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar was demolished or destroyed or damaged in Kolkata, sorry. And this was done during that tragic thing happened during the procession of BJP party, and then I think that was during the course of the elections. And then he said, no, we'll Panch Dhatu mein hum ek bahut bada bhavya, murti banayenge. Then Mamata Banerjee said, what Panch Dhatu? We are capable of doing it. That offended the Bengalis, because
No, but
Ishwar Chandra. No,
yeah,
so
no,
here again, it will
right.
offend. It will offend. It is offending the Indians. It will specifically offend the Sikhs. So
Yeah.
this is a high level of offense, I'm telling you, they are committing, and they should rectify it as soon as possible
No,
by
but
clearly, yeah.
yeah, but how will they rectify? The
No,
wrong has
they
already
have
been
to,
done. How will they
they
rectify
have
now?
to, no. See, I mean, at least by allotting a proper land in a, what do you call it, a key locality or place, and immediately taking a decision regarding memorial. I mean, at least some kind of a repentance that would be reflected. I don't think they will do even that. So who knows? They They made the Bharat Ratna issue, as you point out. You pointed out. They might also confer Bharat Ratna because they are doing everything. Bharat Ratna has been reduced to for electoral purposes. Do you recall 5 years back when BJP released its manifesto for Maharashtra elections? Do you remember they said in case in the event of BJP winning majority in Maharashtra, they would take up the issue of Bharat Ratna for Savarkar. They made Bharat Ratna a part of
It's very
electoral manifesto.
right. You're right,
Huh?
but it's very clear that the way they have ridiculed Manmohan Singh. But Puneet, I'll come to you now. That what is it that you are hearing from the Home Ministry since the circular came last evening and they said that we have to form a trust. You please go ahead with the cremation at Nigambodh Ghat and we look at it later. Now, this later word, is it going to is it an exercise which looks like in a limbo? People will forget, or maybe BJP will deliberately forget, or do you think that they'll be forced to take action on it and they will allot a memorial space for Dr. Manmohan Singh?
Well, that is where things are with, at least as of now, there is no further action to what the MHA had put out late last night, that this is under consideration and we are finding a suitable place. My To my mind, for a party that is, forget the pettiness of it and all of that, but ultimately the BJP is also an extremely political party in its decision making. So I think they would try to milk this to their advantage. I do not think they will deny Dr. Singh a memorial, but they will do it in a way that suits their narrative. And uh, in a way, it's also sort of comical for me because given, see, these memorials and all of that, fine, they, more than the person who's died, it's actually to satiate our, kind of thing for respect and dignity for the person. Dr. Manmohan Singh, given his his life, his austerity, would perhaps have been way more happier if the government of the day, irrespective of the party in power, would have perhaps made, not renamed, but built uh, a grand university or an institute of excellence in his name, in his memory, or
Absolutely.
or at least restart all the scholarships that the current government has put an end to, and maybe bring in some more.
Meet, you're
Uh,
right. In fact, all the schemes which were named by Manmohan Singh government, they have all been renamed by Modi government. So most of them.
right. So the thing is that as far as the memorial is concerned, uh, I think, as I said earlier, the BJP would basically, uh, see this whole thing of raking up the Narsimha Rao episode. The point also is one needs to remember that Dr. Manmohan Singh's political journey cannot be delineated from Mr. Narasimha Rao. They were sort of to use to paraphrase the name of a book by Jairam Ramesh. Theirs was an intertwined life,
Yeah.
and now it seems even death. Because every time the Congress tries to talk about the memorial for Dr. Singh, the BJP will talk about the Congress not building a memorial for Mr. Rao, and it was in fact the BJP that built a memorial for Mr. Rao. That gave him a place, the Gyan Bhumi, in the Ekta complex, the Rashtriya Ekta complex. So it's extremely unfortunate. I don't know what Dr. Singh would say about it, but I mean, it is going to be a political decision at the end of the day. Whatever the BJP does, whether see today at the cremation, I don't know if you were present there or you saw the visuals. There were robust demands even at the cremation for a Bharat Ratna to be conferred on Dr. Singh. But for that to happen again, the BJP would look for a political timing,
Yeah, that's
a
what.
timing that suits them.
Yeah.
Mr. Narsimha Rao was given a Bharat Ratna this year,
Mhm.
ahead of the Lok Sabha elections, and he wasn't the only one. I believe they gave 4 Bharat Ratnas this year, although the statute meant mandates giving only 3 in a year, a maximum of 3 in a year. But they gave 4. I think Chaudhary Charan Singh and
Puri
I
Thakur
guess
as well.
two more. I don't remember who others.
Karpuri
But
Thakur.
Puri Thakur.
yeah, Karpuri Thakur and Narsimha Rao. So the BJP will look for scoring a political point here and for kind of rubbing the whole Narsimha Rao episode in the Congress's face,
Yeah.
and that is what is so unfortunate about this whole episode, that even in death, a man who was wronged, Dr. Manmohan Singh, through his prime ministership, through those 10 years, wronged almost on a daily basis for the second part of his tenure, is now being, maybe collateral damage or whatever, but is being wronged in death too.
Absolutely, absolutely. But this whole politics, Rajlakshmi, I'll come to you. This whole politics behind this memorial, and why a political party should ask for a memorial. Is the time not ripe now to have some kind of a universal policy on where, how and where the memorial should be built? Of course, there is a cabinet decision which Puneet just quoted, but should there be a universal policy irrespective of the party? I was talking to a few people in the morning who said that even Congress wasn't right in asking for a memorial. Why should you ask for a memorial? Then on social media, certain people started linking everything with that he's a Sikh, he's a minority, and stooping to that level, taking that entire narrative to that level was wrong. So and certain sections feel that why are you going to convert Delhi into a land of memorials, that sometime or the other some prime minister will keep dying, and then the political parties keep asking for a memorial. So what should be the universal policy for a memorial according
Yeah,
to you?
I think it's high time that it should be done, and any government can do it. It's not that this particular government should do it, but even so, I think this government can also apply its mind. Given the fact of a paucity of sort of prime area in Delhi, which was in fact one of the reasons why the 2000 and later the 2013, or I think the thing it came about. So there was a certain, I think, reasoning behind that, which went, and I think a policy can be made. I mean, why not, that for all such occasions, that cremation will be done at so and so place, and that a memorial of a certain dimension, etc. I'm sure there can be policy worked out. I mean, it can be done either at the home state of the person, or wherever. All those things. I think if one applies one's mind to it, I think solutions can be found. But the fact remains is that identity politics is a flavor of the day. So as in fact Puneet said, that the BJP, it can use an opportune sort of moment, maybe Punjab elections, who knows, for that to confer Bharat Ratna on him, and even now for the Home Ministry to write to the Congress and to say that a trust will be formed, it seems quite conciliatory, and it seems conciliatory. But at the other end of the this thing spectrum, you have the foot soldiers who are sort of trying to show how shabbily PV Narasimha Rao was treated, and so on, how it was the BJP that did justice to him, because 2004 he passed on, and in at 15, I think, probably, right, it was, I think, the
Yeah,
memorial
yeah, yeah.
was sort of made for him. So this kind of a scoring of points, and one-upmanship is quite typical, and that it's unfortunate that no occasion is left unturned to score brownie points. I think vis-a-vis each other. The Congress, ठीक है, at some point it has made its I mean, it has made a statement on this. It has said that he should have been accorded the respect. In fact, I think that nothing stops the Congress itself from instituting, something in his memory, maybe a
Yeah,
chair, maybe other things, they can do that also. So why just wait, for the BJP to do it? I mean,
absolutely.
if he was their leader, I think they should take the initiative also. I mean, I think it would be a little bit uh, um, but unrealistic, to expect that the NDA government would institute something, in Mr. Singh's memory, scholarships and the like. But I think Congress governments can, because I mean, some of the state governments which are headed by Congress governments can, I think, definitely do it, and even as such,
Right.
so I think nothing stops them, from giving the man his due in various, innovative ways. Yeah.
Right. All right. So, Mr. Sahu, concluding remarks from you on this entire controversy which just preceded the funeral and the way it has unfolded. Yes, Mr. Sahu.
You see, I remember, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru meeting Savita Ambedkar after, B.R. Ambedkar's death in Delhi, and then telling her, it's documented, telling her, please let us know where do you want to cremate the body, or what do you want what do you want the government to do. Government was ready to do. That was Nehru's, offering to Savita Ambedkar. It is well documented. Savita Ambedkar said, no, I want to take, we want cremation or whatever in Maharashtra. So accordingly, all arrangements were made. So that kind of large-heartedness is missing from this regime. I mean, they have denigrated Ambedkar. Now they are denigrating Manmohan Singh after his death. At this time, what was actually required was to show large-heartedness. So where was that large-heartedness shown? I mean, I certainly remember that incident of Nehru visiting Ambedkar's house and offering condolences, and immediately saying that you tell me what to do, we will do it. The government will do it. So the point here is, I think they must immediately, whatever damage they have done, that will not be forgiven by people of India, let me tell you. Even Sikhs will never forget it. See, this is what was done to the first ever prime minister who, sprang from the Sikh community. And he was widely admired and respected, of course, across the country, but within the Sikh community all the more, because he was the first such person to have come and risen and occupied the high post. So that is the reason why I'm telling you this is a terrible thing that has happened. And the government must do something, to finally, I mean, to neutralize, the problems they have created. So this is a problem which needs to be addressed very, very boldly. And I'm sure, I'm telling you, see, by invoking Narsimha Rao case, this is not going to wash away their sins. Okay, so,
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, because, see, he was prime minister for 10 years, saved India from the global financial crisis. Mr. Puneet would be knowing much better than many of us. So and then look at the achievements, in terms of India's growth story, remarkable historic growth story, and the GDP figures going beyond, touching 8% and all that, and then Manrega, right to information. And
Right.
just imagine, see, just few days before Manmohan Singh, Manmohan Singh's said demise, they are, amending the electoral rules of 1961, saying that such and such information would not be made accessible or restricted the possibility of access. So that is they are trying to, give a blow to the Right to Information Act itself. So now they are doing this, and this is unacceptable. I'm telling you, this will boomerang. Actually, I'm telling you. So
Absolutely. You were
yeah.
talking about the large-heartedness. That large-heartedness from the Modi government will come only if they acknowledge what all was done by Dr. Manmohan Singh. Because
Yes.
Modi says that what he has done in the last 10 years hasn't been done by any government. So expecting large-heartedness is
Yeah.
something unthinkable at this point of
Mm.
time. But that's where Dr. Manmohan Singh stands, for humility, for decency, and
Yes.
that political propriety. That's what I think Dr. Manmohan Singh stood for, and that's a quality which is rare in today's times, and that is why Narendra Modi cannot be Dr. Manmohan Singh. Thank you so much. I'll have to edit here. Thank you so much, Puneet, Mr. Sahu, Raj Lakshmi. It was wonderful having you on the program. And one appeal to the viewers who are watching this discussion: subscribe to our channel, send us a feedback, and stay tuned to the Federal.
The Federal and Francis Xavier Engineering College jointly present the NLA Marathon 2024. This event is powered by Little Flower Public School and NIMS Hospital, Tirunelveli. Run for Health on Sunday, December 29. Entry is free and all are welcome.